Stop feeding your mind garbage. Your mind is actually outdated. Right now, as you're watching this, your brain is running on old software. Software that was designed for survival, not success. Software that's wired to focus on threats, on negativity, on everything that could go wrong. And when you give focus, it actually becomes the reality. That's quite sad. So if you're constantly worrying about the future, replaying the past, focusing on what's wrong, that's exactly what you're creating more of. Your mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what you're imagining. It just knows that you are feeding it. And whatever you feed it, it will seek out more of. So please remember that. This is why you can have everything going right in your life and still feel like everything is falling apart. Because you're not focusing on what's working. You're focusing on what's not. I learned this the hard way, as always. I spent years traveling alone, living on remote islands, doing things that looked confident and fearless from the outside. But inside, my focus was on every possible thing that could go wrong, every way I could fail, every reason I wasn't good enough. I was testing myself, yes, but my focus was off. Then nothing actually matters. And that focus created my reality until I learned to change it. Today, I'm going to show you why where you put your focus is the most important decision you make every single day, every single minute. Because what you focus on expands, like I said. Let me tell you something that changed everything for me. Most people don't understand this. They think their thoughts are just thoughts. They think they are their thoughts. That worrying is just worrying, that replaying the past is just processing. But it is not. Always remember that. Every thought you think, every worry you entertain, every fear you focus, you're programming your mind. You're telling it, this is what's important. Find more of this. And your brain is obedient. It will find exactly what you tell it to look for. If you focus on failure, you'll see failure everywhere. If you focus on rejection, you feel rejected constantly. If you focus on what's wrong, you'll find endless evidence that everything is wrong. Not because that's where your focus is, and that is how your mind works. I learned this when I was traveling through Asia, completely alone. I got so sick I almost died. My heart stopped on the way home and I had to be rushed to a hospital in Bangkok. And laying in that hospital bed, weighing only 45 kilos, and I am 6 feet tall, I had a choice. I could focus on how I failed, how I almost died, how I was alone and broken, which I was, or I could focus on what this was teaching me. I met an amazing doctor, the old wrinkly man named Theo, and he said something that changed my life, literally. Annette, only you can choose your path forward, but you have to leave the old information behind. Things that don't serve you anymore, otherwise it will be too heavy for you to carry. That's when I understood my focus had been on all the wrong things. On seeking validation outside myself, on proving I was worthy, on worrying about what everyone thought of me, and that focus had nearly killed me. So I changed. I started focusing on what I could control, my mind, on what I could learn, on who I was becoming instead of who I thought I should be. And everything changed. Not because my circumstances changed, but because my focus changed. Your brain loves patterns and it loves negativity. This isn't your fault, it's evolution. Your ancestors survived because they focused on threats. The ones who focused on the beautiful sunset got actually eaten by the tiger. So your brain is wired to scan for danger, to focus on what's wrong, to prepare for the worst, And in the random world where there are no tigers, your brain applies the same wiring to everything. Someone doesn't respond to your email. Your brain focuses on rejection. You make a mistake. Your brain focuses on failure. You have a big presentation coming up. Your brain focuses on everything that could go wrong. And it never does it? And whatever your brain focuses on, it finds more evidence for exactly that. This is called confirmation bias. Your brain seeks out information that confirms what you already believe. So if you believe you're not good enough, your brain will find endless evidence that you're not good enough. It will replay every mistake, every criticism, every moment you fell short. Not because that's the truth, but because that's what you're focusing on. I saw this clearly when I was married. I spent years creating this perfect image, making all the food from the scratch, hosting huge dinner party, being the perfect wife. It was so utterly boring. And my focus was on maintaining that perfection. But underneath, I was miserable because my focus was on the performance, not on what I actually wanted, not on who I actually was. And the more I focused on that performance, the more exhausted I became until I hit the wall. Twice. My body was screaming at me to stop, but I couldn't hear it because my focus was in the wrong place. It wasn't until I shifted it from external validation to internal truth, my truth, no one else's. From performance to presence, from what everyone else wanted to what I needed, when everything changed. So, your focus determines your reality. That's just a fact. Not your circumstances, not your past, not what's happening around you. Where you put your attention, that's what grows. So let me ask you, where is your focus right now? Is it on what you want to create or what you're afraid will happen? Is it on your strengths or your weaknesses? Is it on what's working or on what's not? Are you focusing on the present moment or worrying about the future based on the past? You know, this is so important because the wrong focus will kill your business. It will kill you, creativity, and your imagination. Most people spend their entire lives on what could go wrong, what people might think of them, what they don't have, what they're not good at, what happened in the past, what might happen in the future, and then they wonder why their lives feel so heavy. Why success feels exhausting, why they can't seem to move forward. It's because their focus is creating that reality. When I lived in a remote island in Kenya with a man who literally don't have language to communicate, I had to face my fears and my rejection head on. I couldn't distract myself. I couldn't avoid what I was feeling. I couldn't run to the next thing. I had to sit with my own mind. And what I found there was terrifying. My focus was on rejection, on not being seen, on not being enough, good enough, on the childhood narrative that I've been running my life for decades. And that had created a reality where I kept experiencing rejection and taking it in, where I kept feeling unseen, where I kept proving to myself that I wasn't enough. It took me almost 5 years on that island to change it and to find back to me. 5 years of sitting with the discomfort, 5 years of redirecting my attention from the wound to the healing. And slowly, my reality changed. Not because anything external changed, but because my focus changed and I chose myself. This is what misplaced focus is. You're creating what you don't want. Every time you focus on failure, you're programming your brain to find more failure. Every time you focus on rejection, you're creating more experience of exact that topic. Not because the universe is against you, But because your focus is directing your brain to seek out evidence for what you're afraid of, you're missing what's actually happening. So when you worry on fear, on what could go wrong, you miss what's right in front of you. You miss the opportunities, the connections, the moments of joy, the evidence that things are actually working for you. Because your brain is too busy scanning for threats to notice anything else. You're exhausting yourself. Worrying about the future is exhausting. Replaying the past is exhausting. Focusing on everything that's wrong is exhausting. And you wonder why you're burned out, why you have no energy, why everything feels so hard, why it's too much. It's because you're spending all your mental energy on things you can't control instead of what you can. You're stagnating when your focus is on fear. You can't create, you can't innovate, you can't take risk, you're stuck in an outdated narrative, and you won't expand. It just protects. So you stay stuck. It's the same pattern, the same limitation, the same small version of yourself. So please, let's redirect it. Catch your focus. You can't change what you're not aware of. So start catching yourself. Throughout the day, pause and ask, where's my focus right now? And am I doing what I want or what I'm afraid of? Am I here, right here and now, or worrying about the future? Am I focused on what's working or what's not? Just notice, no judgment, just awareness. Be aware. Set 3 alarms on your phone. Label them. Where is my focus? When they go off, check in with yourself. Notice where your attention is. Redirect to what you can control. Most of your worries about things you can't control. The future as an example. Other people's opinion, outcomes, and focusing on what you can't control is a waste of energy. So redirect. Every time you catch yourself worrying about something you can't control, ask, what can I control right now? Maybe it's your next action, your response, your mindset, your preparation, your presence. Do that. Let go of the rest. It's not worth your time. Write down one thing you're worrying about. Ask, what part of this can I actually control? And just stay with that. Another thing, focus on what's working. Your brain is wired to focus on what's wrong, so you have to intentionally redirect it to what is right. Every evening before you go to bed, write down 1 to 3 things that went extremely well, or even not bad. Not big things, small things. A good conversation, a task you completed, a moment of peace, something you learned. And train your brain to look for what is working instead of what's not. Start a what's working journal. Write 3 things every night for 30 days. Watch how your focus shifts. Stop replaying the past. Your brain loves to replay past failures, past rejection, past mistakes, and every single time you replay them, you reinforce them, except if you're going to release the information. So when you catch yourself replaying that past, interrupt it. Say out loud, that was then, this is now. Then redirect your focus to the present moment. What's happening right now? What can I do right now? The smells, the sight, anything. Notice one moment when you're replaying the past, interrupt it, say, that was then, this is now. Bring your focus back to the present. And also, question your worries. Most of what you worry about never happens, does it? It surprises you every time, right? And even when it does, it's really as bad as you imagine. So when you catch yourself worrying, ask, is this actually happening right now? Or am I imagining it? If it's not happening right now, let it go. Bring your focus back to what's actually real. Write down your biggest worry. Ask, Is this happening right now? If not, right, I release this, it's not real yet. And then focus on your unique blueprint. You were born with gifts, talents, perspectives that no one else has. But if you focus on your comparing yourself to others, on trying to fit in, on being what you think you should be, you'll never access your unique blueprint. So redirect your focus instead of what do they have that I don't. Ask, what do I have that is uniquely mine? Instead of how can I be like them? Ask, how can I be more fully me? Just write for 10 minutes on this question. What's unique about me that I've been ignoring because I'm too focused on everyone else? And also, this is important, practice present moment focus. Most of your suffering comes from focusing on the past or the future. But right now, in this present moment, you're probably okay. So practice bringing it back to the now. Feel your feet on the ground, notice your breath, look around, smell, feel, see, and name 5 things you can observe right now. This isn't woo-woo. This is nervous system regulation. This is how you train your brain to focus on what's real instead of what you're imagining. 3 times a day, pause for 60 seconds. Feel your feet, notice your breath, bring your focus to right now. So where is your attention right now, and what is it going to be? On what you're afraid of, or what you're creating, on what's wrong, or what's working? On the past or the present? On everyone else or your unique path? You get to choose, but you have to commit. Every single moment you get to choose where you put your focus and your attention. And that choice creates your reality. I spent years with my focus on the wrong place, on external validation, on proving my worth, on worrying about what everyone thought, and it really nearly destroyed me. But when I learned to redirect it to what I could control, to what was working, to own my unique blueprint, to the present moment, everything changed. Not overnight, of course. It's not a quick fix. It took years. It took practice. It took thousands of small redirections. But slowly, my reality shifted because my focus shifted. And the same is possible for you. Pick one step from today, just one, and practice it. Maybe you catch your focus 3 times today. Redirect to what you can control. Write down what's working. Stop replaying the past. Question your worries. Focus on your unique blueprint. Practice present moment awareness. Just one. And see what shifts. Because where you put your attention, that's what expands. So choose wisely. If this resonated, subscribe. I'm here to help you redirect your focus from fear to power, from worry to creation, from the past to the present. You have all the answers within. You just need to focus on the right questions. I'll see you next week.